What's up, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we have another edition of For Real or Fugazi, where we discuss a team and whether they are for real or if they're a fake, if they're a pixie dust, as Matthew McConaughey would like to say. We got Bobby Bottles here, we got Coach Frank, and we're from Toronto, so we're going down the QEW to the closest NFL team to us, and we're going to discuss the Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia. Are the Buffalo Bills for real? Frankie, I'm going to go to you first.
The quarterback is. The running backs aren't. The defense were till Von Miller got hurt. This is the Bills at the end of the day, man. I'm gonna say no, man. I think they had a great start. Their engines were revving, but lately I don't see it.
Let me ask you though, Frankie, is it a no because of something you're seeing in their play, or is it a no because you know the history of this team and they'll just find a way to blow it? Almost like our hockey team here in Toronto.
I think a little bit is also recency bias. I think they're eking out wins now against some teams that they should be destroying. They have the Allen Diggs connection, which is great, but like even the secondary options, like Gabe Davis is hit and miss. Isaiah McKenzie, is that really you're going to rely on him? I don't know. Just a gut feeling. I'm not an NFL analyst by any stretch, but just from the eye test, they'll be okay. But I don't know. I think they're just stronger in the AFC than them. I honestly think the Dolphins are a better team, but I'll leave that one alone.
Bobby.
I'm going to shock you guys. I'm going to say they are for real. And while Frank says that they're eking out these close wins is a bad thing, I think it's a great thing because in the playoffs, you don't get those blowout wins. And I think they're finally learning how to win close games. Josh Allen has obviously been really good. I think the defense has been hurt a lot of this season, and they're finally going to get healthy. And they're kind of starting to fly under the radar. I think a lot of people at the beginning of the season picked them to win the AFC, and now they've kind of started – people have been kind of picking at them a little bit. I think they've kind of sneakily, who are still the number one seed, sneakily kind of flown under the radar. I do have a concern that they cannot consistently run the ball. And that's one of the things that you need in the playoffs. However, they're only going to – it looks like they might only need to win 2 games if they finished with the number one seed. And both those games are going to be in Buffalo, and both of those games are probably going to be cold and windy.
Maybe even snowy.
Might be snowy. They need to run the ball a little bit more consistently. That's my biggest issue with them. But I think I'm going to go with for real here.
I'm a little bit more bullish on their running game. I think Devin Singletary's actually had a really good season this year. Maybe not top of the league running back, but he's had a really strong season. And James Cook has really come around and had some good games the last couple games as well. I think the defense is still solid despite the loss of Von Miller, which is a huge loss for them. And I really believe in Josh Allen. I think the pain of the last couple of playoff losses for the Bills is kind of fueling them. They're kind of lying in the weeds, like you said. Everyone picked them at the beginning, and then everyone started to not pick them. But, hey, the AFC goes through Buffalo as it stands right now, and I would not want to head there, especially with, the fans going nuts, possibly a snowball, fans going through tables, all that business. I think the Bills are for real, but here's the caveat. They're the Bills, and anything can happen with that team. Sorry to say, Buffalo, but we know all about heartache over here with our hockey team, and maybe things turn around for your football team, and the same can happen to our hockey team. That'd be great. I'll make that trade in a heartbeat. So let's see what happens. The playoffs are just around the corner. We got 3 weeks left of NFL football, or is it 4 weeks?
Yeah,
at this point. Yeah. So there you have it, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. And Bills Mafia, we want to hear from you. What do you think of your team so far going into the playoffs?